Hey everyone, I'm continuing my series of 2004 pay-per-view reviews. I watched Vengeance 04 a while ago, so not that long ago. Maybe a week ago, don't remember much about it, because it really wasn't that great a pay-per-view. Nothing special on it, I mean, there were two good matches, but yeah, nothing that great. So, get straight into it. We've got Jonathon, Coachman and Garrison Cade, who later turns into Lance Cade, versus Tajiri and Rhyno. I gave this a 2 stars. Oh wait, no, 1.5 stars. I really don't remember much about this. It's a kind of standard sort of tag team, and surprisingly, Coach didn't really drag this match down too much. Not really at all, really. It ended when Cade took the green mist, and then a gore from Tajiri. Coach then turns around and gets a roundhouse kick from Tajiri at 7 minutes 30. That's just, usual stuff. You'd expect Coach to lose. He's sort of a joke character at the time. So there I gave it 1.5 stars. Then we move on. We've got Batista versus Chris Jericho, which this was actually, I remember a bit about this match. This was a pretty good match. I remember watching this on the Batista's DVD, and it was fairly good. Some people overrate this match, I feel, and give it 3.5 stars, but I felt that this match was a good, it shows Batista's, he had a little bit, he showed a little bit of glimpses of, he had something, but it wasn't, out there yet. Batista ended up winning with a Demon Bomb, as it was called at the time, rather than a Batista Bomb, after a good 12 minutes, which is a fair amount of time for these two. Just giving Batista a bit of the spotlight for 12 minutes, which was nice. Jericho's foot was on the rope, but the ref didn't catch it. Yeah. That's about it. Okay, so then the next match was the the World Tag Team Championship match between La Resistance and Eugene versus Ric Flair. This was interesting because Ric Flair didn't really want to be with Eugene at this time, as they've been babysitting him all week under Triple H's sort of thing, and it was all to help Triple H win the title, which he didn't. By the way, I gave the last match a 2.5 stars. And yeah, I felt this was a fun match. It went for, how long? It went for 12.5 minutes, which was fair. Eugene kept copying Ric Flair's moves, and Ric Flair kept getting pissed off, which was awesome. That was really cool to see. Really funny. But in the end, La Resistance are beating down Ric Flair, and they get DQ'd. After pushing the referee to the side, and then Eugene comes in and bashes up La Resistance by giving them a stunner and a rock bottom. Eugene, it was really fun. Eugene's gimmick was really good at that time. There were so many directions they could have taken, but it really got stale. Overall, I gave this match a 2.75 stars, I think. No, 2.25 stars. Okay, then the next match, the DQ match between Matt Hardy and Kane, which I felt this was fairly alright. Kane won? No, Matt won, shit. Matt won after the steps collapse on Kane, and Matt gets the win. It was 10 minutes of sluggish Kane offense and a lucky shot from Matt. Does not make it really a good match. Nothing real special here, just leader preggers, the usual shit. Nothing special. I gave it 2 stars, but it is what it is. And we go to the match of the night. It's an IC title match between Randy Orton and Edge. It goes for 27 minutes, 26.5 minutes, which is huge for these guys. This was just giving them, Edge was obviously destined for a world title soon. He was on his last run before he got injured. So this is sort of just preparing him for what he had to do. And Randy Orton gets it in the next pay-per-view, which I don't think really was expected. But it happens, Orton pretty much gets cheersed through this whole match. Edge was the bad guy, which pretty much sets them up to get a Randy Orton gets a face change. Becomes a face after the next pay-per-view, and Edge becomes a heel later that year, I'm pretty sure. This ends Randy Orton's 200 day, I believe, streak, which was approaching Honky Tonks Man's levels, but still pretty good. And the match ended when Randy leapfrogs a spear attempt, sending Edge into the middle turnbuckle. That sets up an RKO, but Edge backslides him and tosses him into the exposed turnbuckle, and finishes with the spear. It was a real classic. I felt it was kind of dead at the beginning, but it had a really strong finish. It really put Edge over as a babyface, but I still thought that he does change later. And he's going after Evolution, which is kind of cool. He had a nice little sort of gimmick going where he's coming back and he's taking down the whole of Evolution because no one else can, which was kind of cool. And that really pushed him into the main event sort of level, but never really stuck. Overall, I gave that match a 4 stars. Then we have a number 1 contenders match between Victoria and Molly Holly. I'm not a fan, women's matches. I'm not really a fan. But Victoria can't get the Widow's Peak, but she's able to finish with a super kick. 6 minutes 20, the usual sort of stuff. Had good psychology and an alright finish, but nothing really memorable. I gave that match a 2 stars. And then we have the main event of the night, finishing this review up fairly quickly. The World Heavyweight title match between Chris Benoit and Triple H. What did I give it? I gave it a 3 and what did I give it? 3 1/4? 3.5. Like, it had the potential to be a 4-star match, but it was really overbooked at the end. Like, Eugene runs out. It's all part of storyline, but then Ric Flair comes down and a whole heap of shit happens, and in the end, after Eugene accidentally hits Triple H with a chair, Benoit gets the schoolboy roll up for the win after almost 30 minutes. But, the Eugene stuff, it was really overdone. Triple H called for Eugene, he came down, they're all discussing in the ring, and it ruined the match. It could have been 4 stars. It was going for 4 stars, but then all that other crap happened, and it just fucked everything up. The ref bump, the usual shit happened. You gotta appreciate the pushing of the mid card talent, like Eugene and Chris Benoit. The first 20 minutes were great, and it missed the opportunity to be a classic after Eugene came down. But seriously, 3.5 stars, nothing real special. Overall, I gave the pay-per-view a 6.5. There were 2 good matches, as I said. It was the 4-star match, but that was really good. And then there was the Chris Benoit Triple H match. You just heard my thoughts stuffed up at the end. So guys, I'm a Swanton. Comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for listening.